don't like it here. I'm getting packed up. Stuff the bacon rolls. So, I'm out on a stealthy woodland camp tonight. I won't tell you where I am, mainly because I don't know. I've not been here before, so I don't know what it's going to be like, or if there's going to be much suitable places to camp. So I've got sort of 3 in mind that if this one fails, I could go and have a look elsewhere. I'm also doing a giveaway tonight of an Olight torch. So they've got a promotion going on at the moment for Halloween. So by the time this video comes out, they're doing some big discounts on some of their lights, and they've also sent me a lantern to test out. So it's really, really cool. Decent bit of kit, as always, from Olight, and great for hammock camping. So I'm going to test that out tonight. And if you do want to buy it, it's 40% discount, limited for 3 days only. But yeah, I've got a little torch that they've sent me to give away. So I'm going to do a raffle at the end of this. So stay tuned to the end. I'll show you the torch and how you can put your name in for the raffle. On top of that, Olight are doing a special limited edition pink torch, which I know will appeal to some people, Karen. And if you buy it, all the proceeds go to cancer research. So cancer research is very close to my heart. My mum passed away from cancer. My wife's uncle just recently passed away from cancer as well. So anything that can be done to help cancer research is a great thing. So if you do want to buy it and do a bit for charity, then click the link below. Now, although I am in the middle of nowhere, and this isn't exactly a busy park, there's a lot of tracks that go through here, so I don't know if I'm going to come across anyone or any dog walkers. This is quite a nice open space up here. Could be a good spot for a hammock. Well, I think I found my spot. So I'm going to hang up between these 2 trees here. They're nice and green. There's been a few deadfall. Thought I could hear someone then. Looks as good a spot as any. There are a couple of houses, probably about 300 yards away, which I don't think own this woodland because it's got open access from the side roads. There's no signage up. So, fingers crossed we'll be alright. Famous last words. So I'm keeping my voice low because I'm sure there's some people around here. Keep hearing some weird noises and not just crunches and cracks, but weird vocal noises as well. Anyway, so this is the i3E EOS Halloween edition, Spooky Skulls, which is basically a keychain torch. It comes with a AAA battery already inside it. It has, I think, 90 lumens, and it's a nice, decent little torch. I've had one of these before. Really handy to keep on your keychain, just on you in general, everyday carry, as they call it. So I'm going to do a giveaway on this, and I'll tell you what you need to do in the morning. So this is what Olight have sent me. This is the O Lantern 2 Pro. It is not for your ultralight campers. I think it weighs about 780 grams, so that's pretty heavy. But it will it has a power bank inside it as well, so it will actually charge your equipment. It's got a USB-C and a USB and a USB-C, so it supports charging on both of those, so you can use a USB-C to USB-C cable and it will charge your product. It takes about 4 hours to charge, can last up to 7.5 days on a low setting. But I really like this because it reminds me of the Flagstaff lantern that I had, which glows a nice colour. It's very ambient, very warm, and this has a similar effect. I'll show you it in a second in the dark. But you turn it on, you've got a nice warm light, and then you can turn the brightness up, and as you go up to a higher power it starts to go to a white light, so it's got both inside. And yeah, it's not for ultralight hiking, but for sitting in the woods, sitting under a tarp, it's great. So I'm going to have it hanging up there later on. I'll use this through tonight. It looks really good. So at the moment, at the release of this video, up until the 28th, I think it is, of October, so for the next 3 days, this will be available at 40% discount. So it's a really good deal. Obviously, Olight are a very good product. They've been going for a very long time, and they sell some decent equipment. So yeah, if you want to grab yourself one of these, 40% off. There'll be a link in the description below. See what I mean? Squirrel, can you see it? Just through there. It's probably him making all that bloody noise. Oh, I'm going to get some wood cut ready for my stove. I put these little fire lighters, fire plugs, from Bigfoot Bushcraft. Now these were sent out to me by Cole from Outdoor Gear Essentials, so thank you, Cole. This is the first time I'm going to be using them. I've had them for probably about a year, I reckon. So yeah, I'm going to give these a go, use them to start the fire. I would use my big old Bushcrafty and use my striker, but I couldn't find it, so I've got to use a lighter. So after my last camp where I had my burgers with cheese and ketchup, and then in the morning I had bacon rolls with ketchup, and started the controversy between brown and red sauce on bacon rolls and which is right and which is wrong. What I said was what I like is red and brown sauce. I like both mixed in, and to try it if you haven't tried it, but to keep everyone happy, another little Temu gift. I filled my ketchup one up with ketchup, and my honey mustard one with brown sauce. So I'll be mixing those two up in the morning for my bacon rolls. So I spent about 3 hours earlier on taking all the blue wrapping off of this stove. I understand why they do it. It keeps it from getting scratched, keeps it in pristine condition for when it's delivered, but just put it in a velvet bag, please. The blue stuff is even on every little hinge, has got its own little bit of blue stuff on it. So there's still some bits that I couldn't get off, which will probably burn off when the fire's going, so I don't care. Well, I won't need the mesh top because I'm not going to be cooking on that. I've got my stove and I'm not cooking tonight. So I had the intentions of having burgers again and cooking them on this fire stove as well. And then for lunch today I made, it's a weekend camp which is rare for me, and for lunch I did a massive roast with all the trimmings, chicken, roast potatoes, veg, stuffing, you name it. So I'm too full. I'm not going to be able to do 2 burgers tonight as well. I generally only have 1 big meal in a day, so I just bought some snacks for this evening, but I got my bacon for the morning. Should be enough to keep me going for a while. Don't need a huge amount because I'm not cooking on it. So much for the saw, didn't need it. I may use it later on though, because there's some bigger bits I could do with cutting up, just to keep it going, because I think these smaller bits will go quite quickly. The wood is pretty wet around here. There's been a lot of rain obviously recently, been a few storms, so hopefully it will take and it will burn. We will see. The sun is getting low, 6 o'clock. I think it's due to set about 6:30. So it's just disappearing now behind the tree line over there. So once it gets dark, I'll get the fire going. Now, time for a beer. So nice just sitting there listening to the sounds of the woods. And a bloody motorbike. Right, well it is well and truly dark now, so I'm going to go and get the fire on, and then I'm going to get some food, sit by the fire and have a little snack. So this is what it looked like. Basically like a cotton wool block but encased in wax, some kind of paraffin I assume, and you just twist them up, break them, make it all fluffy, like so. Light it and hopefully that'll start the fire. They actually smell really nice. They're like almost like a strawberry fruit flavour. Right. See if this stuff will burn. I might put a couple in. Well, that was quite enjoyable, just sitting by the fire. Didn't have it going for too long, but it was just nice chilling out. Got a good bit of warmth from it. It's got a bit chilly now, it's not too bad though. So yeah, there's no dinner tonight as such, but I've got myself a chicken and mushroom salad. Good old gangsters, love these. Back in the favourite prawn cocktails. And my son bought me a chocolate donut for pudding. I enjoy that, thank you. Right, it's not exactly late, but I am very tired, and laying in a hammock does not help it. It's just too comfortable. There's a huge amount of noises around here. I've picked a chestnut tree wood, so there are chestnuts crashing around constantly. Sounds like Bigfoot's throwing rocks at the hammock. I've had a couple of near misses and a couple of hits, but yeah, going for a fun night. See you in the morning. Well, I'll be honest, this is the first time I've ever done this. I'm actually sitting back in my car now. It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It was forecast to be dry all night long, and 3 o'clock it just started hammering it down with rain. That's not the issue. I sort of fell asleep to the sound of chestnuts crashing through the trees and hitting the deck. And it's the same sound every time, sort of crunch, 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 thump. After the rain started, I could just hear, and I know these are deer, muntjac, badgers, squirrels, whatever, but some crashing around that got nearer and nearer and nearer to my hammock. And every time I moved or got out to check, it stopped but didn't run away. So I'd expect if there was a deer or something, I'd hear it run off. But the weirdest thing was the rain started to die down. So it was just a tiny pitter-patter. And suddenly by my hammock, a massive, massive thud hits the ground and bounces. And I jumped up, unzipped it, put my torch on, and there's a rock on the floor that wasn't there when I went to bed. And I lay back down, and I'm just laying there listening. Then another one. And then another one. This went on 3 or 4 times at least. And then a large branch. There was no crack. There wasn't like a crack and then a crash. Just a large branch hit my tarp. It bounced the tarp down onto the hammock and then bounced off the tent. And every time I jumped up and got out, there was no movement, there was no nothing. Now, I don't know what it was. Nature, Bigfoot, chucking stuff. I don't really believe in Bigfoot, by the way. And I understand that, there's a lot of wild creatures out and about. But this has completely freaked me out to the point where the only time I was happy was if I was out of my hammock with my head torch on, just standing there looking around so that I could see at least some of the environment around me. And I thought, I'm not going to stand there for the next 3 hours, so my head torch probably won't last that long with it on full beam so that I can see. So I come back down to the car. A bit of a struggle to find it, going through pitch black woodland that I don't know, with no path, but I have done. So I'm going to wait till sunrise, and then I'm going to head back up and see what sort of state the camp is in. Right, it's 7:30. I'm back at camp. Everything's as it was, apart from my water bottle, which is crushed on the floor, which is a bit weird. This is seriously the weirdest forest I've ever camped in. I got back here and I'm standing here, and then suddenly the tree next to me just crashes, like if a bird suddenly flew out of it, like it was startled. And the bushes are all shaking and it's crashing, but there's nothing in it. There's nothing there. It's just really weird. This has got the most odd feeling I've ever had in any kind of woodland. Yeah, I don't mind woodland noises. A bit like when you first start camping, everything sounds a bit weird, and woodland I think is worse than any other place you can camp, because you hear, well, obviously it's full of creatures and animals running around, and twigs on the floor, so you hear everything snapping and cracking and breaking. But you get used to it after a while, and you just get to enjoy it. But this was not enjoyable, not in the slightest. I've never actually had shivers run up my spine before, but last night it was like someone had run a feather from my feet to my neck, where I just tingled. It was weird. But even just now, before I turned the camera on, things are just crashing down around me. It's all quiet then. suddenly it happens. Leave the camera on for a bit, see if it picks anything up. How was that? I don't like it yet. I'm getting packed up. Stuff the bacon walls. Well, I'm getting packed up. I'm getting out of this quick as I can. Literally, while I'm standing here now, it is daylight. Okay, so I can see everything. I'm under my tarp, packing up my quilt, and there's this crash behind me, and literally, this doesn't land coming down, it bounces towards me. It hit the floor and was still rolling towards me. This place is freaked out. It is only about half an hour away from where I live, and I was hoping this would be a really good spot to come on a regular basis because it's local. I am never coming back here again. Right, excuse the sound here because I've packed my mic away because I'd finished the camp and I'd done my goodbye video on the way down here. But I just got back to the car, and bearing in mind this road is like a desolate dead end road. No one comes down here. No one has driven down here. Except for that bin lorry. For the entire night that I was here, the 3 hours or so from 4 o'clock this morning, no one had come down here. And also you can hear cars coming past here from where I was hammock camping, and I never heard anything all night last night or this morning. So, but I've come down here, and as I've stepped out of the woods, literally the entrance to go in there is just there, and there's a man just walking down the road by me, and he saw me and he went, "All right," and I was like, "All right." He went, "You been camping in the woods?" I said, "Yeah, I just did a little hammock camp." And he says, he went, "You're brave." I said, "Why is that then?" He went, "People have done it before, no one's lasted." I said, "What do you mean?" And he just laughed and he went, "You know what I mean." I walked off. And I'm like, yeah, this is just doubled my thoughts of never coming back to this place again. I won't pinpoint where it is. I don't think anyone will probably find it, and not anyone local enough around here that will know about it anyway. But yeah, I won't pinpoint it to say avoid this place, but I'm never going to come back here again, which is such a shame because it is a really nice woods and it's only about half an hour away from me. But there you go. Anyway, back to the outro. Right, goodbye freaky woods. I'm never coming back here again. In there seemed to be where most of the noise was coming from. God knows. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video more than I did. And if you did, as always, hit the thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you on the next one.